Well, hi there, and welcome to our August 2020 Sky Guide. Now, there are lots to talk about this month, as apart from the planets, which are slowly moving from the morning into the evening sky, and a comet that may still be around, with a constellation, Sagittarius, which is probably the most interesting of all, as you'll find out later. But first, the planets. Now, Venus is in the morning sky. It will remain in the morning sky for pretty much the immediate future, sitting nice and bright, low in the morning sky. Now, Mars is in the morning sky still. It's high up, and it is starting to move towards the evening sky. It's to the right of Taurus. It's in Pisces. So the best way of spotting it is to follow the arrowhead of Taurus the Bull, and it points directly towards Mars. In the evening, we have Jupiter low in the evening sky, sitting to the left of the teapot asterism of Sagittarius, and Saturn, again in the evening, located to the east of Jupiter. From the UK, Saturn remains very low, but while they are both low in the sky, they are bright enough to be the first visible objects in the evening twilight. Incidentally, the Moon will pass Jupiter and then Saturn on the 1st and 2nd of the month. But now for the constellation. Well, not constellations this month, as Sagittarius is so important, we're going to look at it in a bit of detail. As those with telescopes and binoculars and a good view of the sea level horizon are in for a treat. Because Sagittarius, the Archer, is located actually in the southern hemisphere. But in the midsummer months, in the northern hemisphere, we can see it as far north as about 55 degrees, which is the Scottish borders here in the UK. And it's one of the largest southern constellations. And it's easy to recognise due to an asterism, or a grouping of stars, not a proper constellation, that forms a teapot shape. In fact, the teapot is very, very easy to see. It is the 15th largest constellation of the night sky, and it lies between Scorpius and Ophiuchus to the west and Capricornus to the east. And it's one of the 13 constellations of the zodiac. Sagittarius is one of the 48 constellations catalogued by Ptolemy in the 2nd century. And it's always depicted as a centaur pulling back on a bow, standing guard over Scorpius with his bow, or his arrow, aimed at the heart of the scorpion. Now, Sagittarius contains a lot of interesting objects, a number of bright stars. The brightest, Caus Australis, has a visible magnitude of 1.85, and it's a binary star about 143 light years from Earth. Nunki, the second brightest star, has a magnitude of 2.05, and it's a blue subgiant about 228 light years away. And Askella, with a magnitude of 2.59, is the third brightest star, another binary system about 90 light years from us. But Sagittarius is really important because it marks the direction of the centre of our galaxy, and because it lies in the heart of the Milky Way, it contains more Messier objects than any other constellation in the sky. 15 of them, including 7 globular clusters, 4 open star clusters, 3 nebula, and an interesting patch of Milky Way. Well, M8 is known as the Lagoon Nebula, and it's one of the most well-known nebulas in the sky. M20, the Trifid Nebula, famous for its dark dust lane that divides it into 3 distinct regions. And M17, the Omega or Swan Nebula. It's an emission nebula located about 5,000 light years from Earth. M22, the Sagittarius cluster, is a globular cluster that contains over 80,000 stars. And the other Messier objects are M18, M21, M24, M25, M28, M54, M55, M69, M70, and finally M75. It sounds a bit like a traffic report here in the UK, that. But most important, as we said, the centre of our Milky Way lies in Sagittarius. The spout of the teapot sort of points to it, and it's marked by Sagittarius A star. It's the location of a supermassive black hole, similar to those generally thought to be in the centre of spiral galaxies. And ours, or Sagittarius A star, is thought to be about 4 million times the mass of our Sun. And it is pronounced Sagittarius A star. The little star on the asterisk is part of its pronunciation. Now, the Moon, is full on the 3rd and it's new on the 18th, so stargazing is best around the middle of the month. And before we finish, the Perseids. Running from mid-July to mid-August, one of the best meteor showers of the year. You may have already seen some of them, but the peak is around the evening of the 12th and 13th, when we can get over 100 meteors an hour coming through the sky. And it's a really spectacular storm from a dark sky location. It's like a celestial firework display. It's the debris left behind by the passage of Comet Swift-Tuttle. And under perfect conditions, the best time to see it is early morning, from about midnight through till about 5 a.m. And you do get occasional fireballs, which are produced when larger bits of comet debris burn through the Earth's atmosphere. I hope you enjoyed that look at August 2020 and Sagittarius and some of the spectacular objects that you can see this month. And I always think August is one of the good months for stargazing because it's nice and warm usually, and it is starting to get darker a little bit earlier. Dark skies, stay safe, happy stargazing, and see you next time. Bye for now.